Seriously, what the hell is going on with this series? What's going on, guys? We're talking American Horror Story Hotel, and this is spoiler review, so you have been warned. I'm assuming you saw the episode as well, because I'm going to be talking about things I liked and what I disliked about last night's episode of Room Service. Now, before I get to the review, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, a reminder that I am holding an American Horror Story contest, a giveaway, a prize giveaway, not a contest, a prize giveaway. All you would have to do is subscribe to my channel and write down below or private message me of why you like American Horror Story and how you got into it and what do you think so far of this season of Hotel. And I will pick the lucky winner. Now, this is a worldwide prize giveaway. The winner will get Twisty the mug. See, it has not been opened. It's an awesome mug. So I will pick the winner by the end of the Hotel season. So all I have to do is subscribe and tell me how and why you got into American Horror Story. Let's get on to the review. What is going on? Why there's so many things going on with this series that I don't know what's the point. I don't know where this is headed. At first I thought John, the detective, would somehow interact with Lady Gaga at some point, but that we're never getting this. We will get it probably, but I don't know if she knows about John. I think Lady Gaga is the Bible killer, or whatever you want to call it, the sinful killer, that like seven. I like to call it seven killer. I don't know what's going on. I thought he would have more interaction with Lady Gaga, but then we see his wife have more interaction than him, and what does she does? And I'm talking about Chloe, John's wife, who just turned into a vampire, and she's the kid that had measles. He definitely. She just like, okay, he's dying, so what does she do? She pretty much turns him into a vampire. And what does he do? He kills his parents and goes off on a spree at school and turns other little kids to little vampires. That scene was just like kind of weird. I kind of liked it, but then I kind of like, okay, when he's like, when he slashes like the teacher's throat and stuff, and he's like, drink the blood, you'll feel awesome. Like, it was a little ridiculous, honestly. And then when all the kids had an alibi of, it was a big guy with a mask, like I don't know, it just came off as kind of rushed or just really unrealistic. I'm saying this because, and it's American Horror Story, but it just felt like it wasn't executed very right. It felt a little bit kind of clunky, and it felt definitely out of nowhere. I was like, did we really kind of need the killer kids? Like, where are they going with that? Okay, so is the virus going to be spreading throughout later on in the series, and maybe humans will not be humans anymore? Because this thing spread fast. I mean, once this little kid with the measles took his little vampire virus to school, he was getting everybody this virus. So maybe they're the younger new generation that's coming up. I don't know. It's a little bit too much in my opinion, but it's what it is. And then speaking of John really has nothing to do in this episode other than sleep with Sarah Paulson and go mad. He's trying to explain to the detective everything, like to his boss basically. All these killers were here. Of course, they're not the real killers, but they were there. What's her name? Eli and Bundy and all these killers are there. I know they're not the real killers. They're impersonating. He's going mad. He's going crazy, but they don't believe him, so they fire his ass. And he ends up just really sleeping with Sarah Paulson because he got fired, and he says, what the hell? But he can't remember what happened that night, so I don't know what the deal is with John. I don't think he's that great of an actor, honestly, the actor. Which is a shock because last season of Freak Show, like I always say, that he did great as Mordrick. Mordrick? Yeah, Mordrick. We also have, I think this was, the heart was basically Kathy Bates' character, who is now a vampire, and her son and Angela Bassett are going to use her because she works in the hotel. They're going to use her to gain access or really stick it to Lady Gaga. And Kathy Bates like, there's no way. Like, she's going to know right away that I'm a vampire. And at first, I think she does know that she is a vampire because they go look at her like, you're sweating. You smell different. So, I mean, there's all that. But Kathy Bates finally, I thought it was a great episode because we learned the backstory of Liz. Mr. Liz, and how his past life. Then I'm talking about the bartender. How basically he he's not gay. He's just a cross dresser. He's just a cross dresser. He even has kids, and he always just wanted to embrace himself. And Lady Gaga helped him embrace himself and killed all the people who were picking on him. And then he really just ran away from the life he had and then started a new life there at the hotel. And it was kind of interesting dynamic with Kathy Bates and Liz. I did like that. I was thinking of episode 2, like, man, I never see these two interact as much as they have. And Kathy Bates actually says that in the episode. So I thought that was really cool. Kathy Bates killing these like obnoxious hipsters. That was pretty good. A lot of gore in this episode. Not too much gore, but there's a lot of gore in this series so far. So Kathy Bates embraces herself. She has a nice touching moment with Liz. Those two become basically more friendly on terms or whatever. They become closer, so to speak. And then you have John's wife, the doctor. She gets to sleep in the coffin with Holden, because she agrees to Lady Gaga's terms of watching and caretaking to these little vampire kids, which I have no clue why Lady Gaga has so many kids. Lady Gaga herself, I know she wants to gain all that money, but like, what's her end game? What's going on? Like, there's a lot of characters that I see them trying to split time with a lot of characters and introduce backstories, but then you kind of wonder, like, okay, John and the doctor are doing this stuff, his wife. What about the daughter? Where's what's her name? Summer. Where's she at? Or even, I'm pretty sure it's not Summer, but I'm gonna say Summer. And then you had Lady Gaga's boy toy. I like to call him Dandy. Like, Dandy hardly was in this episode. Like, the balance between a lot of these characters. And Sarah Paulson's character, I have no clue what the hell is going on here. She's definitely a lingering spirit, but what the hell is going on with her character? Overall, this series is just weird. I want to know where it's going. But I don't know how well it's going to connect towards the end. And is it just like a little bit too much of a wait for it to all to kind of connect and make sense? Or is this going to be a big like revelation where, okay, Lady Gaga has this pulling the strings on everything, or everything is all setting up for this big climax, which I think it is, but I don't think it's gonna satisfy most of us viewers. I feel like Hotel is not the strongest out of all the seasons. I think it might be one of the, I don't want to say it's the weakest, because I would have to really think about all the seasons so far. I think the which one was the weakest one, but Hotel, it seems to really, it's swerving and it's not going straight. It doesn't have a coherent really storytelling to it when it comes to a lot of story, a lot of things they want to accomplish. It just seems like it's jumbled and juggled all over the place. It's a puzzle that you're trying to figure out. It's a puzzle you're trying to put together, and it's taking time, and we'll see if it's satisfying at the end, or are you just like, why did I even put this puzzle together? Because that was a big waste of time. I could have went to go watch the football game, but who knows? I think there is a lot of good things to say about this. I would like to see more Angela Bassett and her getting, intel, and I think they're setting that up. But I think Lady Gaga 2 is probably one of the best things of this so far this season, and she's really good. I really do enjoy her performance. I did really enjoy when she was looking at Kathy Bates and like kind of just like glaring at her. And I think especially when she was talking to John's wife as well, the doctor, thought that was good. That's basically about all I really had to say about last night's episode. It was an okay episode. It was fine. I just feel like the kids aspect to it, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go somewhere with it. It felt like it wasn't executed right, or it just felt not needed, but it might be needed down the line. But I don't know. I just didn't necessarily care for it. I didn't necessarily hate it, that particular side plot. But we have so many things that's still out there. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, who. It feels like there is not a main character. It feels like there's not a protagonist that we're following throughout all this that we're learning from this protagonist, because that's supposed to be John, but I feel like that's not even John anymore. I feel like they saw John and like, okay, we'll start in the very beginning with him, but then we'll go off to these other characters and have very little with him. I think the most interesting thing that I want to know is why is Evan Peters, Mr. Munch, is it Mr. Munch? This can't be Mr. Munch. I was watching Scream Queens. Well, anyway, Evan Peters, why is he so invested and interested in John? That's what I want to know. And why is Sarah Paulson so interested and invested in John? And how come John and Lady Gaga have not interacted yet? Don't know. And where's the daughter? What's the daughter doing? Oh, I think she's with her grandma though from Colorado. That might be it. But why doesn't his wife knows he's there? Why doesn't she tell him anything? Don't know. And why is John still at that damn hotel? That's basically all I have to say. Thank you guys for listening. I would really appreciate if you subscribe. Would really bring a smile to my face. And like the video if you like it. And comment below, like I said, your chance to win this prize. And also, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on overall what you feel so far. Are you like disappointed in this season? Because I'm a little frustrated with this season. I'm not disappointed yet, but I'm frustrated. So, I'm Dan the Man, aka Dan the Son. Until next week, guys. I hope you guys had a hop. It's November. Thanksgiving, baby. Thanksgiving. See you guys.